Jesus. Sorry guys, it's fucking hot where I am today. Right, it's summer and I'm boiling my balls off.
ヤガミの国に行って伝説の海塩を持ってこれる者はいないさ。だが聖火はアビスの汚染を浄化するのに十分な力を持つ。儀式では海塩とみなしていいだろう。
じゃあ聖火を使ってあの汚れを消せるんだね。
いや、あれはほんの一部に過ぎる。
I'm sorry, her face just made me laugh. There was something about her face. It's just something about her face. It's so funny. Oh! Fuck her, that hurt.
そして山の王が眠る洞窟にたどり着いたら最後に聖火の祭壇に火を入れる。
Okay.
優秀な勇火者は一度も地面に足をつけることなくこれをこなす。認めたくはないが、キー日にはできていた。
ずっと空を飛んで落ちないようにするのか。
So can you though, Paimon?
飛んだところでできっこないぞ。だってこれかなり難しそうじゃんか。
What, for us Earth dwellers? I'm starting to think that she's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like Paimon is kind of like, what's her name? Was it Kaguya? The one that was born from the bamboo? Was that Kaguya? Who married a god or something? Like, went up and married Buddha or something like that? I don't know, but apparently she's meant to be like a moon goddess or something, in a small sense. I'm starting to think maybe she is probably born of the moon or something like that. Because if you look at her eyes, they look very similar to the moon, and there's like little bits of stars in her eyes, which quite look similarly to the night sky, or somewhat to the abyss, which is kind of a bit of a worry to me, because I'm starting to think she's actually from the abyss in a certain sense. Or maybe she's just made up of everything that is in Teyvat, basically. I don't know. It's just something to think about, really. Either way, we'll get more lore about her along the line. I can't wait for that.
もし勇火の神なんて古名が存在したら、その有力候補になるだろ
う。Thank you. Even though we already have a name, but thank you. Either way.
おいらが遊ぶ担当でも構わないならな。
I see you with a little bit more humbleness.
適切な勇火者を見つけたと族長や他の重役たちに知らせないとな。
そいつらの同意が必要なのか?
Well, yeah, they are the elders after all.
出てほしいと望んでいるんだ。でもそれは彼らがあんたに会ったことないからだろう。
True. Experience is key, and they should see you in action first. That's fair.
ちゃんとあんたを押しておくよ。
一つ確認したいんだけど、おいらたちよそ者にそんな重要な仕事
Speaking of which, actually, I'm going to apply for my certification for a lifeguard sooner or later. I want to be able to say that I've got it in my back pocket, and also there's a lot you can also learn from that, from like some life-saving techniques as well that they teach you. You know, in every single bit of job that you take, really, they teach you something new. So it's nice to learn a little bit of like the life-saving aspect of being a lifeguard as well on the sidelines of things. So hopefully my test will go quite nicely. I've always felt like a water baby, so I think I'll do okay with these certifications, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll go well. Let's just say that there's something that I've got, really, to fall back on, really. Always love swimming, so it's definitely nice to have that, really.
いろんなサイ
Just
トに参加してき
sidesteps
たけど、
out
今
of frame.
回の依頼はちょっと変わった感じだな。一休みしてからトリニダードの家に行こうぜ。
Sure. He was watching us the whole time. Wonder what he's thinking. Hey, Tommy. How was the peeping?
こんなところで会うなんて。
Kinich! Fancy meeting you here! Anyway, how are you? Nice to see you again, bud.
トリニダードの依頼を受けたらしいな。
I'm not expecting him to betray us. Look, that just seems stupid for him to betray us. He's got another angle going on with Sanka, surely.
もともとお前に頼みたかったらしいんだけど、でもまあ、なんていうか。
You don't have to explain yourself, Paimon, don't worry.
一つ言っておきたいことがあってな。トリニダードは本当の目的を隠してるかもしれない。
Yeah.
あいつは山の王の問題を永久的に解決させようとしてい
See,
る。
Kinich is very understanding.
永久的に解決？もう開演の夜をやらなくてもいいようにするってことか？
Hopefully.
あいつはお前らの手を借り、山の王を八神の国に返すつもりのようだ。
I mean, that's fair. I feel like he's been suffering a lot.
国に返す？
Yeah, to the afterlife, Paimon.
つまり山の王を殺
To his death! Yeah, straight to the point, Kinich. This is why I like you.
そんな物騒な言い方すんなよ。でもそれって本当なのか？なんだか信じられないけど。
Well, it depends, because if he is really suffering from abyssal corruption, then wouldn't this be the best thing for him? Because if you can't cure it, he's just going to be in constant
トリニ
pain.
ダードはこう考えてる。
Of course, consent I think would need to be given, but I don't think if the Mountain King can actually communicate, then what else can you do? It's like putting down your pets if it's constantly suffering, you know?
その栄誉の裏には
Would you let it suffer like that? I couldn't be that selfish.
ああ、山の王は私たちにとって生きた栄誉だ。しかし、その栄誉には代償が伴う。
Yeah, but to keep it around just to let it suffer like
ナン
that?
ナのような剣は何も今回が初めてではない。
Is that because...
ナンナのような剣はこれからも続くだろう。
でも、
Ah.
それで山の王を殺すのか？極端すぎるぞ。
How does he plan to do it?
アビスに汚染された山の王は通常の災害とは異なる存在だ。数百年にわたり邪悪な力の侵食を受けてきた山の王の体はもはやアビスと一体化してると言っていい。
I mean, I would suggest maybe taking some of that corruption out of him, but it's been so long, I don't think there's not much you can do.
つまりアビスの力を完全に取り除けば
This ability of ours just seems so dog shit, because what's the point in giving us an ability if it's just gonna kill them anyway, you know? It's like, oh, after a certain period they're gonna die anyway, so your power's useless. Why are we even trying? Because there's always a chance. Well, then give us a chance. No, we're not gonna do that. Well, fuck you then. I'm not gonna use my power anymore then. What's the point?
ならすぐわかるだろう。
もし本当に山の王を殺そうとしてるなら、オイラたちどうすればいいんだ？
We're a bit out of our depth here. Well, it's the same thing with like weapons, really. Better to not have the weapon on you so you don't use it, rather than having it on you and mistaking using it, you know. It's like having a stun gun, basically. You only use that if you feel like your life is in danger, not to get a perp under control. Well, it depends on how violent they are or how much of a danger to the public they'd be, you know. Then you assess when it's time to use it, or you gain the authority to use said tool to your disposal, really. I did, thank you. You can just see the guilt on Paimon's face. She's so easy to read. don't know why he's so cheerful. Oh, we're just gonna go kill our fucking mascot and all that, but fuck it. Anyway, how was your nap? Not very good.
私たちは時代とともに変わっていかなければね。
キーニチもやりたくないみたいだしな。
ああ、さて、詳細を説明しよう。昨日は浄化の儀式について伝えたが、今日教えるのは山の王を浄化する方法だ。
How does this work?
簡単さ、聖火を使えばいい。私たちは長年儀式をやってきたおかげで、その作業に慣れている。あんたにとってもそう難しい。
Oh no, you don't want to kill him. You just want to purify him. I see. What if the flame is causing the corruption to hasten up? Kind of like what the hot springs did with what's her face who had abyssal corruption. Maybe the heat is the thing that causes the corruption to spread through the body. I don't know. You think that'd be the opposite, because normally the human body gains a fever through its own action to basically overheat the body enough so that it stops the bacteria or the infection from spreading. Basically, that's the whole point of it, really. But with this, it seems like heat actually intensifies the corruption. It's very strange. It's kind of like how the Red Death virus acts, basically. It overheats the body and just cooks the organs. It causes the hypothalamus to basically go haywire, and then you just have no control over your temperature anymore. It's very fucking dangerous. If you don't know that, yeah, the hypothalamus is like right at the bottom of your cortex of the brain. It's like right at the bottom there. It controls all of your temperature. That would be a unique ability, wouldn't it? To just be able to turn off your natural body's heating system, you know? Like, notice how your body like cools down when you sleep, and then it heats up as you move. It's because your muscles are moving, you're getting them warmed up. Your chest heaves more vigilantly because you're breathing in much more intensely as you walk around. You know, that's kind of natural how your body would heat up. It's brilliant how the body works sometimes. Oh, of course we are. You know, don't you?
わかってる。顔に書いてあるからな。
旅人、パイモン。すまない。二人の出迎えに遅れてしまう。
Wayna,
族長と
how are you?
をおろそかにして
Don't
し
know
ま
why
った
I'm Northern, sorry. How are you?
話は昨日トリニダード
I don't even know what accent that is. I think I was trying to do an East Anglia accent. That's not East Anglia. Because it's more like how they would say hello. It's like, hello, you're right, hello. And if you go on the other end, it's like, hello. No, you're right, hello, you're right. Very strange.
ただ一つお願いがある。どうか山の王に危害が及ばないようにしてほしい。かがり木の民の子供は部族の英雄伝説を聞きながら育つ。炎を盗むユパンキ、アビスへ向かったブルキナと山の王。
The Burkina.
それらは誇りと信念を与えてくれる
The kid?
貴重な歴史だ。
Is that the kid's name?
山
Burkina?
の王を殺すことは
Burkina, Bahama, come on pretty mama. Sorry.
もしそんなことになれば、ヤガミの国にいる先祖たち
I don't have ADHD, I promise. I mean, at least I think I don't.
だから
Never had to take pills for it, so that's a plus.
部族のためにも山の王にもしものことがあってはならないんだ。
Not that that's a bad thing. Honestly, if you need the pills, then go ahead, get them. Because they really do help you. So, you know, I'm not a medical expert, but at the end of the day, if you feel like it improves those little things that kind of make you a little bit out of control, or you don't feel comfortable controlling, then please do what is best for your body, basically. But don't take my advice, I'm not a medical expert. Shall we go, Paimon? Damn it. I wanted to run away from my problems, but life got in the way. And this big crown-wearing toddler.
まであと3日ある。その時までに決めてくれればいい。
旅人パイモン、集落を案内する。
Sure,
ついでに少し話そう。
that'd be nice, thank you.
そうだな。今は気分転換でもして頭を整理しようぜ。
Aren't we high enough for enough air?
キイニチ、トリニダードに頼まれた時、お前がどうして受けなかったのか分かったぞ。
Hmm.
厄介な頼みだって知ってたからだろ。しかも追加料金を理由にするなんてずるいぞ。
厄介なのは本当だ。
Maybe he's just looking for a scapegoat.
理由も嘘じゃない。この件を解決するには別で代償が必要になる。
Hmm.
試してるところだ。
That's good to hear.
オイラたちにも教えてくれ。
パイモン、俺に用があったんじゃないか。
あ、そうだった。なんだっけなあ、そうそう、アハウのことだ。あいつ、本当に
Yeah, where is that annoying little shit?
確かにあいつは性格がひん曲がってる。だからある先生にしつけてもらうことにした。
Oh, is that what Sanka's for?
あいつが厳しくしつけられてるところ、ちょっと見てみ
He
たいな。
must be fucking screaming his ear off at the
で
moment.
もあいつの話だと、お前たちはアビスの気配を調べてるとか言ってたぞ。この件と何か関係があるのか？
ああ、それがまさに俺の試してる方法だ。俺は竜狩り人だが、時にアビスを狩ることもある。以前紫の魔剣を追っていたら、ある隠された空間に足を踏み入れてな。後で資料を調べると、そこは
In English we
と呼
call
ば
it
れ
a
る場所だ
cave,
と
yeah.
分かった。獣域の規模は大小様々で、その紫の魔剣も
I would like
そ
to
こから
actually
出てくる
explore Wukio when I get a chance.
それがどう関係
If you
して
don't
る
know
の？
Wukio, it's quite a famous
その
cave
中のものを
system
全て取り除き、
near Somerset, I believe. Yeah, it's
生きてい
Somerset.
ても部族を脅かす
Unfortunately, a few cave divers actually passed there. It's quite a shame, actually. It was very upsetting to hear, actually,
い
what
くつか
happened
問題
there
もある。例え
back
ば
in the day, I think.
山の王
But
が
yeah, it
獣域
was
に長くいた場合、
it's a nice cave. Like you can like walk around the open section of it there, and then when you get to the back end of the cave, there's like that water section which you can dive down into.
部族内の
Even
対
then,
立は
as an expert
何も
diver, I
昨日今日に
wouldn't
始まったことじゃない。
suggest doing
族
that.
長
Not
は
saying
ど
I'm
う
an
して
expert
も
diver.
山の
Like
王を
fuck,
守りたいからなんだ。
I don't think I'd scuba dive if I could even do it. I'm a good swimmer, but I wouldn't chance it because you have to like know what type of air to breathe, when to switch over, when to expand your breath when
目の前の
you
ことや将来のこと、
rise
そして
like to the surface from a
身
depth.
の回り
You
の
have to
人の
go
ことを
very
大
very
切に
slow,
思ってる。
and you can only dive for a certain amount of time because if you run out of air, then
家
well,
族や
it
友
could be
人の
dangerous.
命を犠牲
And
に
then
し
there's also
過去の栄誉を守った
oxygen
ところで、
poisoning, which can happen. It's
それ
a
がい
real
いこと
thing.
なのか、
It's very, very
残されたもの
disastrous
の
if you
代
get
わ
it
りに
wrong,
答える
basically.
ことなど誰も
Like I
できな
know
い。
a guy who
本当
actually
に難しいな。
came up from a depth
まあ、ひとま
and
ずその問題
he
は置いとくとして
breathed in,
仮にお前
and
の
because
計
his
画
chest was
通り
already
に行動する場合、
expanded, all the air that was in his
その
system,
どうやって探すつもりなんだ？
it caused a pulmonary embolism in his chest cavity. Basically, it was awful, very, very awful. Basically, so when you like go to the surface, you should expel the air out and then swim up, so that way your chest has more room to expand without you already breathing in. You know,
なら別
it's
の
a
方
whole
法があ
lot.
る
And then there's the bends to contend with. No alcohol, you can't do that shit. But that's like at a very, 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 very deep depth. Like that's when it becomes a problem. You know. That's when you need like pressurizing chambers. But we're not going like that deep. What was it? I think at like 500 feet is the
もし
point
不
of
幸なことが起きた
oxygen
としたら、それ
poisoning.
は払うべき代償だったというこ
Or
と
was it
だ。
nitro? I can't remember if it was night.
この世の全てには値段がつい
Oh,
て
it's
る。
the other one.
炎
No, no,
を
it's
盗
definitely
む
oxygen
油断
poisoning,
だって
definitely.
例外じゃない。今回山の王が突
Have
如
a
暴
way.
走したこ
Don't
と
do
に
it.
よって部族内の対立はより激しくなった。一刻も早く
Really
解
goes
決
to
しなけれ
show
ば
how dangerous it is when even experts are dying of it, you
そう
know.
だな。ところで、
But hey,
お前が言ってた取引って何？
they passed pursuing what they enjoyed, really, you know. So, as sad as it is, at least they went out
俺
doing
のた
something
め
they
に時
loved.
間を稼いでくれれば
That's how I always
それで
look
いい。
at it, you know. Some people are just not meant for passing away in their sleep, you know. Some people just like to seek an adventure in their life that they can ascertain, really. It's up to them, really. But yeah, Wikiol is a nice place to have a look around if you're in Somerset sometime or another when you get a chance. It's a lovely looking cave to go explore around in. Oh, sorry.
その日、山の王には住処を移ってもらう。
I think the reason why they call it Wookiee isn't because of, like, say, some Star Wars thing. I think it's because it was a Latin term that was translated from another language or something. And I think it just means cave, cave, cave or something. Like, I think it was a mistranslation or something. Like, they were meant to, like, make it sound like the cave went on forever and all that, so they tried to make it, like, say, sound like, oh, long, long, long cave, but I think it just ended up coming up mistranslated as cave, 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 or something like that. Like, I don't know the actual language that they translated it from. I think it was Latin, but either way, they went with a simpler name, they just called it Wikiol. A little bit of a weird fun fact for you for that.
これからしばらく集落内を歩き回りながら部族の奴らを手伝ってくれ。有価者のお前ならきっと人気者になれるだろう。
Cool.
うまくいくことを祈ってる。
Yeah, good luck to you too.
あれはただの事故だろ。山の王はアビスの汚染で病気になっただけだ。
そうだけど、みんなを危険な目に遭わせてるのも事実でしょ。
What are you talking about? Sanka?
するなんてどうかしてるぞ。さっきの言葉を取り消さないともう絶好だからな。
You know what? Good on you, mate. Good on you for standing on business. Set your boundaries early, that's what I'm talking about.
山の王は英雄なのに。
But don't let it tear you apart. Communicate it. Hey now, let's not fight, let's just discuss it, alright? After all, we all have different, you know, things that we see through our eyes. It's just nice to have a better understanding of each other. It's not that deep, mate.
もういい。やっぱパパの言う通りだった。物事はいつも変化してるんだ。前を向かなきゃ。昨日まで友達だったけど、今日からはもう他人ね。おいおい、二人とも喧嘩はやめろって。そうだ、いいニュースがあるぞ。旅人が今回新しく有価者をやることになったんだ。こいつが見事に儀式を終わらせて山の王の病気を治してみせる。
Either way, he will be cured. In one way or another. Yeah, I'm an expert at this, sure.
パパが言ってた大事な話ってそのことだったんだ。この前、お姉ちゃんたちが山を登っていく姿ってまるでキイニチお兄ちゃんみたいに頼もしかったもんね。
Oh, I would say I was as good as Kanich. No way.
どこ行ったんだろう。
確かに開園の夜には出ないのかな。オイラたちが呼んできてやってもいいぞ。でももしあいつがこんなことで喧嘩するお前たちを見たら、きっとこっぴどく説教する。
So make up and discuss about your little things civilly, okay, you two?
まだキイニチお兄ちゃんと話したことないのに、初めての会話が説教だなんて。
私だって本当は喧嘩したくなかったんだよ。山の王の悪口を言っただけなのにトバが突っかかってくるから。
Okay, you both have your differences. Now let's just come together and discuss it more civilly, alright? That's the best way of handling it.
わかった。旅人のお姉ちゃんとパイモンお姉ちゃん、あとキイニチお兄ちゃんに免じて謝ってあげる。
Good girl.
山の王の悪口を言って。
Now what do you say, Toba?
パパはナンナのことを本当に大切にしてたんだ。ナンナがいなくなって私も寂しかったから。
Oh yeah, good point.
その俺さっきは言い過ぎた。俺も旅人のお姉ちゃんとパイモンお姉ちゃん、
Good
そ
man.
れから日にちお兄ちゃんとナンナに免じて謝るよ。
That's better.
ごめんな。
よしよし、これで仲直りだな。
A lot of people can learn from these two.
トバ、これからはもうあなたの前で山の王の悪口を言わないようにするよ。私、パパが開園の夜で使う布を買わなきゃいけないからもう。
She's not like, oh, I'll think about my ways. No, I'll just say mean shit to somebody else, not my best friend. Not the lesson learned, but
俺も家に
fair enough. It's a caveat, I guess. Alright, take care, Toba. Fair enough. However you want to sort it out your way, I guess. Ah, but they're kids.
あいつら仲直りしたけど、なんだか前ほど仲良しには見えなかったな。
Either way. That's the whole point of a friendship.
山の王の問題を
Tests you.
解決できるのはいいけ
Either
ど
it shrivels up and falls away, or it becomes stronger through the argument. Anyway.
ここで何してるんだ？
ああ、ダンスの練習をしてるんだ。開園の夜で踊る最初のやつをね。
Oh, a dancing.
開園の夜ってダンスがあるのか。せっかくだし、オイラも踊れるようになりたいぞ。
Nothing wrong with learning.
踊れないのか？そういえば見たことない顔だな。珍しい。しばらくは外から人が来ないもんだと思ってたけど。
How so?
なんでだ？
だってもうすぐ開園の夜だろ。早く手を打たないと山の王が目覚めるかもしれない状況だぜ。これは別に楽しいお祭りじゃない。部外者にとってはむしろ危険なもんだ。
じゃあ今回の有価者が部外者だってのは知ってるか？
ああ、それなら聞いたよ。でもこんなの初めてだ。ぜひそいつの顔を拝んでみたい。
Oh, here's your chance to meet me.
なんだって？まさか君がそうなのか？へえ、これは驚いたな。今回開園の夜には
Kind of wish people had that reaction for players that come overseas into rugby tournaments for nationals. Because if you don't know, that is a thing in rugby. If you have the way it works, so let's say if we have a Kiwi who wants to play for England, if he has a mum or a dad or a grandmother or grandfather who's English, then he would technically have dual citizenship, right? Even though he's probably never stepped foot in England in his life. So he would then get the chance to play for England. That's how that would work, basically. Oh, he's showing us the dance. So, in my mind, I think only if your mother or father is of that said nationality, then I'd say it's fine, you can play. But if it goes to the point where you have to go back through like 15 family members to find that one of them was a specific national, then you can basically use that as a caveat to say that, oh, I can then play for this country. There are some players that do that as a way of getting a foothold into a team that has better funding or a better team dynamic or better coaches and stuff like that. It's kind of like what they do with Scotland. Like, if you think of Scotland, an awful lot of their players are foreign. Like, you get an awful lot of Fijians. There's quite a few South Africans in there. Like, I think Vandermeer himself is South African. But I don't know if his grandfather or grandmother is Scottish, but I think that's the reason why he plays for Scotland now. I don't know, it's kind of a grey area. How many can you basically then say that Scottish players are playing for Scotland if an awful lot of them are not Scottish, you know? But I can understand it because it's kind of like, you know, I'm cheering for Scotland when half of them are not even Scottish. It's kind of strange, you know, especially like if their ancestry like goes back through 2 generations. It doesn't seem quite accurate, you know. It's kind of like the thing that goes on in cricket, because we all know that an awful lot of teams are made up of very good Pakistani and Indian players, because they are fantastic cricket players. So it's not a surprise that an awful lot of them are nabbed up by the cricket clubs for certain places around like England and Australia and all that, basically, because they're just fantastic players. West Indies back in the 90s were like one of the best, and I think the fittest, because they said like, if we can't be as good as like say Australia, then we can definitely be fitter than them, because in the 90s it was a thing where anybody could play, like let's say a dad's dad could play cricket, basically. I think the West Indies were the first to make it mainstream that the fielders, batsmen, and so on and so forth have to be fit as fuck, or otherwise they won't have an edge, basically. Now these days an awful lot of them do proper workout regimes, which you should, basically, to keep on top of your game and all that. But yeah, it was just interesting, the fact that, you know, an awful lot of nationals do that. I just found it weird as well, with like the outsider being able to do this in this crowd. I mean, obviously it's just for like the players' point of view, really, so we get to experience it. But there's nothing wrong with being a spectator, you know. I don't know why we have to be in the midst of it all the time. It's alright to be a spectator, kind of like what we did with Kachina. That was a nice breath of fresh air, not being in the action all the time. But it's just interesting, really, to see it from the sidelines, to see how someone else would do it, you know. It's just interesting. Hmm.
ただならぬ雰囲気を漂わせる二人なら手伝ってくれたりして。
Yeah, I could help out. What's the problem?
写真を撮るだけだろ。簡単そうじゃんか。普通の魔物くらい旅人の敵じゃないぜ。
Ever humble, aren't you?
おう。今まで手伝ってきたことと比べたらこれくらいなんてことないぞ。
おお、エンジン様よ。冗談じゃないよな。 なんていいやつらだ。八神の国の開園も君たちは燃やせないだろうな。
Thank you. I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
そりゃもちろん。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて早速そこまで案内しよ
う。Alright, lead the way.
あそこが魔物に占拠された廃墟だ。
I see.
ティアゴ、ちょっと離れててくれ。危ないからオイラたちが片付けてくるぞ。
あ、俺も全く同じことを思ってたところだ。二人の足手まといになったら良くないしな。
Take care, buddy. This should be a cinch for us. Hopefully.